Okay, so we're back at it again, looking at beginning VTuber stuff, because as a beginning VTuber, what I get where I can, and today we're looking at the problem at VTubers by Royalty is here. Make sure you give him a subscribe, obviously, and we're gonna go from here and see what he has to say.
So if you don't know what a VTuber is, chances are you've never touched an anime in your life, and never had to explain to your parents why an anime girl's breasts are shooting armor-piercing 16-inch shells, fully well knowing your luck had run out and this was the only scene in the entire anime to have such a depraved act. And the usual episodes are like Animal Crossing. Or maybe you just haven't come across the many fan accounts.
Hold on, what? Huh? This is like this is the whole thing. All right, fair enough.
Or maybe you just haven't come across the many fan accounts uploading videos of their favourite VTuber saying the most out of context explicit dialogue.
No! Don't come! Don't come!
Or it's a clip of their VTuber showing off body parts of their 3D model.
Hold on, this guy, or not? Yeah, I don't know what the whatever. Yeah, I saw something about this person not too long ago. I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know. I have no idea what happened.
I feel like it's been a while since really showed off the thighs. Go ahead, give me all the rubs you can manage.
Like their feet. Yes, they exist.
Hey yo,
Could be worse.
what is it with people with feet, dog? Like I don't shame necessarily too hard, but at the same bro, feet really? It's better than armpits, I suppose. I mean, it's a low bar to clear, but you cleared it.
You could be French.
French. French. Ugh.
I mean, most VTubers doing that are indie VTubers anyway. And there are only two types of VTubers. You have the agency VTubers who are backed by an agency and a bigger company.
Ooh, the corpa ones. I like it.
You have indie VTubers who are not held back by an agency and their rules and can say whatever they want and do whatever they want.
Say whatever you want. I doubt that. Watch one of them drop the N word. They don't do that. I bet you they don't. Lord knows I will. Being a black dude, hell yeah. It's a sentence enhancer.
Yes, and I mean whatever they want. But
I'm so glad I have my headphones on. That would have been fucking terrible to have to explain to my roommate.
what are VTubers in general? Well, a VTuber is basically a 2D or 3D model controlled by a person, controlled by people using facial recognition to control said model and its gestures. And before you get your hopes up, none of them probably actually look like their VTuber model. Just have to say that. Some of you probably pitched a tent already, but most VTubers like the ones in agencies, you will never ever see their face. And don't worry, it's not because they're an ugly homunculus and on the same levels as weeping angels.
Bro, that's me though. Like that's me for real.
Probably not. Probably. It's because they're under a contract to not do certain things. And depending on the agency you've chose to be a VTuber for, it's either like you're a piece of meat in a sweatshop, or you actually have a decent company you're working for. But
Speaking of which, actually, hold on.
or you actually have
This, I've heard of them. I heard they're pretty good. I also heard that Visojo's pretty good. I've also heard that Phase Connect is pretty good. But then the one that I keep hearing that's absolute garbage is Niji Sanji. Now, color me surprised. Actually, don't. But I heard they're bad. So kind of I wonder if there's like a full deep dive video on that. Because if there is, I gotta watch. I want to see how bad they are and why they're still a company. Because seeing gigantic corpas like that fall, it's kind of great. Unfortunate for the VTubers, but it's still kind of great.
have a decent company you're working for. But the advantage of being in an agency is kind of like instant success. They will take care of your schedule, what games you'll be playing, what other VTubers or people you'll be interacting with, most of your channel management and social media management.
But that sounds awful. I'm not. I don't know about you. Oh god, hiccups. I don't know about you, but I know about me. That sounds fucking awful. I don't want that. I don't want people telling me what I can and can't do, and who I can and can't talk to. Like, what if they tell me I can't? I just think my pop filter just hit my microphone. Damn. I'm not trying to have that happen. That's fucking awful. But I mean, instant success sounds cool. But yeah, like I can't talk to certain people. Couldn't be me.
Management and a platform to force feed your opinion into the mouths of many. But they also
Hey, whoa, hey. That's exactly what I thought that said. Fair enough.
opinion into the mouths of many. but they also take care of your debut, which both indie and agency VTubers have to do. It's basically where the fans of that agency that has all these amazing VTubers gets to know you, and the character you're displaying, and along with other details like your backstory, your age, your height, your butthole size, how many raccoons can fit up there.
It's
And
4.
yes,
Yeah,
most
see, I was about to say it's 4. We have already done this. It's 4. All right, you can do 4.
VTubers have lore,
5 if you're good.
not like on the level of Lord of the Rings. Kind of like Naruto if you took out all the filler. Like popular VTuber Gura Gura. Gura is a descendant of the lost city of Atlantis and is over 9,000 years old. 9,000 years old. And you want to know why her tail looks like that? Well, she got stuck in a ravine and had a bunch of rocks fall on her and she had to wiggle out. And I will tell you that is the most simplest and wholesome VTuber lore. The rest are an emo kid's fantasy.
Yeah, I'm 12 and this is deep. Yep, that's exactly what this is.
But agencies will mostly take care of you until you graduate. No, not the peak Kanye West album.
Good morning.
Graduation is for VTubers that either want to leave their agency, want to quit their job, don't want to be a VTuber anymore, or you've been a very, very bad VTuber. Because graduation is basically where they take your VTuber around back and fill it full of 12 gauge. And then bury the body to the point where no one will ever find it again. Because especially if you're with a VTuber agency, you will never be able to use that model again, not even reference it or speak to any of your other VTuber friends that are in the same agency. And you lose your platform and you basically have...
Really? You can't talk to them no more? Really? Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, fuck all that, dude.
to start again. Because the agency owned all of that. And most of the time these agencies work...
Oh yeah, I also heard that if, say you leave an agency, and maybe this just might have been like a Niji Sanji thing, surprise, surprise, worst corporation out there, but apparently if you leave, like, the accounts that you have, and, like, all the games that you purchased, you no longer have access to either. And I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, if I'm there for, like, 3 to 4 plus years, I never will. I'm not a fan of big old corpas like that, but, if that does happen and I don't get the money back for the games that I had spent money on, you're actually insane. Like, you're crazy.
Even let you shout out your new channel if you're leaving. So you have to build yourself back up where most indie VTubers start. But the biggest reason why most people would be an indie VTuber is one, you have to audition to join an agency. And basically land the role of the VTuber they have designed for you. 2, there is no profit share.
I was about to say, so if they design it, yeah, I'm assuming you can't make your own, which kind of sucks. that'd be kind of crazy. I don't know why I was thinking about it, but picture you join, right? Say you join, maybe not like Mushojo because apparently they're good, but like say you join Niji Sanji or whatever, right? And you have like crippling arachnophobia, and they're just like, you're gonna be this guy. It's like, you're gonna be this, and it's just like a gigantic spider. Oh, I don't know why that'd be so great. Fastest graduation this side the Mason-Dixie.
Meaning if I donate to a VTuber on YouTube, which I would never do,
Jesus.
the majority of the time YouTube takes their 30%, and the agency may take more. So by the time my money gets to that VTuber, it's probably mere pennies. And third, most VTubers under an agency have to act a certain way, often taking up an entirely different persona from their own, and often can't convey their actual feelings towards their chat. Like so, they can't just say, everyone watching this video has unwashed foreskin, because they're under a...
Joke's on you, I don't have foreskin. No, but also, excuse me? You can't even be your... What? I still don't understand the point. Nothing but cons. I hear nothing but cons, bro.
Contract and are employed by this agency. And most of them don't want to get graduated if they did. So a lot of them have to act like they like you. Kind of like that time the popular person asked you out as a joke. Just gonna let that one simmer.
Damn.
Did that bring up past trauma?
Nope.
Good.
See, I was about to say, not for me. I was repugnant to look at, and now I'm just taller. Only thing that changed.
Why most people opt to be indie VTubers? Because there's a lot more freedom. Some of these VTuber agencies can be absolute hell. But most indie VTubers have to take care of their own reputation, own brand, their own damage control and rapport with fans. Which has led to some terrible cases with indie VTubers.
I remember that. That was crazy.
But we'll get into some of these terrible companies and terrible VTubers later. But I have a confession to make. I have a favourite VTuber. Whilst I'm not part of the VTuber community, I actually do have a VTuber I quite like. And I'm going to give you a sec to guess who it is. So I can ridicule you for getting it wrong, because in all honesty, a majority of people are gonna get it wrong.
If I had to, I'm gonna say, I'd say Pippa, but that's just me, and that should be the correct answer. And if it's not, he's wrong. Like, you're crazy right now. Why would you not?
You submitted your answer?
Damn.
You dum-dum. My favourite VTuber is Rin Penrose.
Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I do have a tendency to complain a lot. The accent doesn't help.
I honestly can't
Oh,
wait
well.
to ridicule you for getting it wrong. Anyway, I know what you're thinking. It's not because they're a British VTuber.
I was about to say, is it because they're British? Because, like, I mean, I know I'm American and all that, but, like, okay, at least you're not French. I was gonna spit, but at least you're not French. About me, you. All right, Mr. Royalty is here. Me and you, we can both spit at the at the French. Okay, we can both do that. I feel it.
Okay,
You're on thin ice, though.
Actually, it's because they're British. You
Yeah,
colonies
that's
would
what I
not
thought.
understand. We have to keep the British monarchy going. But I actually quite like them because they actually sound like a British person, not an aristocratic asshole, or an obnoxious fentanyl-filled caveman like the majority of Manchester, or
Facts.
decimated by the concept of an American thinking what a British person sounds like. No, they are quite literally your average Brit. Probably have jagged teeth, though. But I also got into the VTuber community because I have a friend that's a VTuber. Take a look at this femboy. There are also male VTubers, by the way. They're not as popular as the female counterparts.
I wonder why. I couldn't put it. I couldn't put it for 2 years to why that would be a thing.
But there's also femboy VTubers, if that's up
course.
your street. But just a heads up, they are significantly more explicit than any other type of VTuber.
You stopped, like, squeezing my ass as, like, a stress ball.
But VTubers can be found...
I mean, really? Is that really? If that's, man, wait for my debut. I'm about to say some crazy shit. If that's explicit, damn.
from anywhere from TikToks to YouTube Shorts to YouTube in general and the Twitch platform. A majority of them stream and upload short-form content, which is how I found Rin. I found them on YouTube Shorts, which is a platform that is slowly withering my brain away. But in VTuber terminology, although I don't know that much about the community, they would be considered my Urshi, which means to push your VTuber in ways of support. But me being a narcissist, I'd probably push them off a cliff. But what are these terrible agencies and terrible VTubers? An example of a terrible VTuber agency, which probably everyone from their mother to an Ethiopian child with no internet access has heard of,
Oh, God.
is Ninji Sanji.
What I say? What were we talking about? Yeah, they're garbage. I mean, apparently they're. I don't know. I've heard like 3 or 4 different things about them that are bad, and apparently there's like a laundry list that you can make apparently like a 4 to 5 hour video on everything, and it's like, wow, dude.
Hearing that name probably sent shivers through your testicles. Ninji Sanji, who have had a flame under their ass for the last few months now, and why? Well, unlike successful VTuber agencies like HoloLive,
Guru, my dog died. Let's go!
very successful, they apparently don't know how to manage their talent well, or treat them like a decent human being. So what happened? Basically, we had a VTuber by the name of Selen,
Yeah, this
and
person.
this is Selen, who had to revert back to her previous indie VTuber model, Bird. And in my opinion, it's an upgrade. But before she reverted back to being an
I mean, I guess I might be biased. I just like purple, but
indie VTuber, she absolutely dunked on her previous agency and exposed them for what they are. A mounting, flaming trash heap in the form of a sweatshop. It was basically a toxic workplace with harassment and bullying, to the point where the conditions were so deplorable and had such a severe effect on her mental health that she would try and harm herself and ended up in hospital.
yeah, I heard about that, and then like, I don't know. Let me roll with me. Let me cook for a second. What I heard that, and they didn't say anything about it for a while or whatever. And then when they did, they were just like, "Yeah, this happened. Who cares?" And then you're gonna graduate, and it was just like, "Wow, wow, okay, man." I didn't realize it was like that.
And on top of that, she went above and beyond for this company to entertain the fans. She would dip into her own pocket to pay for commissions for videos to entertain fans, which
Word?
should have been a company expenditure, and made it so she made no profit whatsoever in 2023. But the equivalent of
Damn.
this situation is you went above and beyond for this company, only for them to bend you over a desk and conduct an unprompted colonoscopy. Because of
Damn. Not even respectfully? Damn. That's crazy.
the fact Doki Bed was trying to publish videos for her fans that she was paying for, the company would not only take those videos down when she uploaded them, and because she didn't get permission from her corporate overlords, they would get their favourite Winchester Model 21 shotgun, and without even informing her, take her VTuber round back and fill it full of buckshot.
No, not the Winchester. Actually, I don't have one, but my grandpa does, and I know everything. No, not the Winchester, bro. Not like Lassie.
And she would wake up to her friends telling her that she had been graduated without her knowing. No prompt, no
Oh.
email, no slap on the ass. She was donezo, and the company basically came out and said it was her own fault. She was breaking rules by trying to entertain her fans for the benefit of the audience and the company in general. But this is where it gets really interesting and quite funny. When Doki Bed reverted to Doki Bed, and the internet heard about this terrible company that affected her mental health so much, they turned into absolute doomslayers, taking an absolute big turd on the company. And whilst doing
Facts.
so, supporting Doki Bed with subscribers and donations on her stream to the point where she was making a profit now. And this would lead that company to scramble for a response to the point where they have to hijack one of their VTubers' streams and get some other fucking VTubers to apologize for them, basically saying it was all a misunderstanding. For some reason, it was formatted like a YouTuber apology. They had the black screen. Some of the
Hey, I wonder if they brought out the ukulele too.
YouTubers forcibly emptying their lungs with sighs. I don't know who I feel sorry for more. The people that had to watch it or
Huh? I don't know what they mean. Who is she? Who? What? Also, yeah, that's weird how it's Monchester stream.
the VTubers that got forced to do it. But they would essentially just say, not our fault. On a whole bunch of litigation regarding harassment and people's information being leaked would start heavily in Doki Bed's favour. And what is really funny, Niji Sanji is telling people to stop selling their stocks in the company because that ship dropped lower than
Yeah. Jesus. Hey, yo, boy, you can go sled Olympic level sled tobogganing on this bitch. God damn. Jesus. Oof. Okay. Hey,
testicles in puberty.
it couldn't
But
be
one
me.
thing that really intrigued me about this, not the fact a VTuber agency is getting shat on, but it's how
Also,
much
hold on. Look at this. Look at
Niji
this guy.
Sanji's
Look at this guy. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. See, if my mouse right here is the camera, you see this? You see where he's looking? You can tell where he's looking. He's looking somewhere in the background back here because he's reading that shit off a prompt. Teleprompter. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Little fucking lion ass. Lion ass.
telling people to stop selling their stocks in the company because that ship dropped lower than my testicles in puberty. But
Damn.
one thing that really intrigued me about this, not the fact a VTuber agency is getting shat on, but it's how much she's changed from being an agency VTuber to an indie VTuber. Even she notices she's allowed to even make negative comments now.
Wait, I can say it now. In Pokemon! Sorry, my inner filter fucking kicked in.
But she's doing very well for herself with
Word?
an ever-evolving legal battle. But that is an example of a bad situation with a bad company that these idle VTubers have to endure. Now for the indie VTubers. Most indie VTubers behave kind of like the agency VTubers, as I've mentioned before, except for the fact they have a lot more free.
See, I've noticed that. And is there a reason for that? Because like as I've been getting into this, I've noticed that a lot of people act incredibly sanitized, and it's like, why? You know what I mean? And I feel like is it because everyone wants to be a part of a corporation? Is that like a thing that y'all want to do? Because I mean, if that's what y'all want to do, fine. I just don't understand why. Because like, if you say something stupid or do something stupid, I'm gonna tell you to kill yourself in Minecraft. But if I can't do that, if I have to have a filter on, no, the only filter I should have is a pop filter, and if it's not that, I don't want it. That's ridiculous. Be a part of a corp. Disgusting.
freedom and can say what they want and do what they want, which has led to some VTubers being more NSFW, I'm talking full cock, full mahonga dongas. Some VTubers having wardrobe malfunctions, which you wouldn't expect an agency VTuber to have a nude avatar version of themselves. And
Word.
sometimes they intentionally do it. Like the VTuber Marina that misunderstood the TOS of Twitch update. And
Yeah, I was about to say this. Yeah, she misunderstood that shit so hard, but fair enough, I guess.
did a full stream in a nude avatar. And then when people in the chat were telling her, you know, you're gonna get banned, right? She was mocking them and then got banned. Or another good example is Project Melody, who originally garnered popularity through her explicit personality, and the fact she was on Chatterbait with a remote control RCXD up her HDMI port, and every time someone donated or put some tokens in the chat, the genital blender would start, and, you know, you can probably guess
Hey,
what...
whoa. Genital blender is not something I expected to hear in a sentence, ever, unless it was preceded with, do not put X in the genital blender. That's insane, but fair enough. Let us continue.
happened next, but she was probably one of the first VTubers to do this. And as I said, it got a lot of attention. She was discovering a whole new way of being a VTuber. But now she got signed with the VTuber agency VShoujo, and has significantly dialed it back, but she's still getting blended every now and again. But overall, indie VTubers...
So that's the thing you can do. That's because after all that, I didn't hear you can't do that. That's what I'm hearing right now. Can we? Because if we can,
VTubers have it quite hard, and you basically have to stand out in a crowd just to get viewers. Some VTubers have done this by voicing their political opinions.
Nope.
Almost, I say, virtue signaling, like the case with Aurora, where she was saying statements which most people agree with anyway, and somewhat fear-mongering, but indie...
Wait. I just wanted to read through this real quick. Just I mean, fair. I mean, it's like a fair. That's a hard thing. Something I also noticed, and that's not even just like a VTuber thing. This is like a content creator thing. That if you don't speak up, they will try to force you to speak up. And I'm gonna tell you right now, no, no. I come here to make memes and shit talk. That's it. Okay, that's it. That's all we do. That's all we do in the Shire here. Yeah. In the graveyard, that's all we do. Okay. All this political shit, we don't do it here. You feel me? All these social issues, we don't do it here. You feel me? I got shit to do, okay? One of the reasons I do this, and one of the reasons I want to do this, is to get away from all of that, okay? We don't do that. But I mean, if that's what you want to do, by all means, go ahead. Lord knows I ain't gonna do it.
She was saying statements which most people agree with anyway, and somewhat fear-mongering, but indie VTubers definitely have it harder, in the way they have to gather their own audience. Whilst agency VTubers do kind of get that interest beforehand, but I do see why some indie VTubers would do this. It's really hard to make yourself stand out in a sea of anime girls. So some, not all of them, tend to the NSFW side, or the personalities like that anyway, and they have a lot more freedom to express themselves. But in terms of indie VTubers and agency VTubers, both have their struggles, and...
Ooh, damn it. Who this? Like, Orc Gang, stand up. That's pretty dope.
VTubers both have their...
Hopefully that's not like an actual one, because that'd be kind of weird.
Struggles, and both are quite neat. Even if one of the VTubers I can turn their genitals into mincemeat just by donating, that is unfortunately still entertainment. And as always,
Fair.
one VTuber does not define what all VTubers are like, or what one VTuber agency is like.
This motherfucker, look at this motherfucker. Ugh.
For the rest. But I can see how people view indie VTubers and agency VTubers as entertaining, from things they can do to their VTuber model that most Twitch streamers won't even get out of their chair for, or just creating concerts and small events for their fans, or introducing a new model to their community, or doing whatever
What is with the feet,
Billions
bro?
doing, which is causing internal brain damage every day, I think. But that's basically what a VTuber is and the potential problems they face. That's it. Bye-bye.
What? Yeah, see, man. So, that seems pretty dope. I feel it. But at the same time, all right. I guess I'm strictly indie, my boy. Unless I make my own company myself, and I make the company and then have someone else run it, because that just sounds awful. I don't have to control what people do, bro. Play a game. If you want to play a game, like for me, you ain't never gonna see me play a horror game. I tell you out right now, I don't like being scared because I throw punches first and then ask questions. Okay, and I'm not trying to send them a bill every other week for a broken monitor, bro. I have 4 monitors right now. Okay, I'm not trying to break a single one of them motherfuckers. You feel me? But if you found it enjoyable, make sure you go to Royalty is here, give him a subscribe, all that good stuff. Other than that, I will see you later. Also, a little bit of a actually, you know what? I'll do the update later, but look forward to that. Ciao for now.